Get ready for The Splash Live, Greater West Bloomfield's dedicated update show. Events, businesses, and people. Anything and anyone causing a ripple in the community. And now, let's dive in to The Splash Live.
Hello and welcome back to The Splash Live, Greater West Bloomfield's live daily news and talk show where we bring your local news closer to home in West Bloomfield, Keego Harbor, Orchard Lake Village, and the city of Sylvan Lake. I'm your host, Tyler Kieft, and thank you for sticking with us all throughout your work week across all local media on Comcast, Channel 15, and on AT&T, Channel 99 on cable television in the Greater West Bloomfield area. You can also find us on our website on civiccentertv.com each and every day, live in high definition, and also find information on all of our other original programming. Again, Comcast, Channel 15, AT&T, Channel 99, and on the web on civiccentertv.com. In addition, join us on Facebook, facebook.com/civiccentertv15, as well as on YouTube at Civic Center TV. If you like our Facebook page and you subscribe to our YouTube page, you'll find our live videos of the Splash Live and other special programs each and every week in your feed every single day. And on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, hit that bell icon. You'll get notifications also in your email inbox and on your homepage on youtube.com whenever we post new videos or whenever we go live. In addition, take us with you on the radio. Really good day to do that is today and tomorrow with the weather coming in to play on 89.3 Lakes FM, live streaming our original programming and other live broadcasts all throughout the day, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Civic Center TV programming is always on the big 89.3 Lakes FM. We talked about it being a big weather week. It continues today and throughout the rest of the weekend into the weekend. Your high today, 34, low of 30. Snow already underway on this Thursday in the Greater West Bloomfield area. That will conclude sometime mid-morning and transition into a cloudy and cooler day, feeling like winter outside, definitely looking more like winter outside in the Greater West Bloomfield area. The higher winds of the past few days will continue. Winds will be upwards of about 10 miles per hour throughout your Thursday, but then that transitions into a Friday and Saturday that kind of takes all the different elements of the monstrous weather we've had this week and combines it into one for roughly 48 hours. Friday, high of 34, low of 34 across the Greater West Bloomfield area, with cloudy morning with winds between 10 and 20 miles per hour. Then, somewhere in the late morning into the early afternoon, a rain and snow mix comes into play. That really takes effect between mid-afternoon and that later afternoon commute time, somewhere in the 2 to 5 p.m. range, with 5 p.m. showing a 75% chance of rain in the Greater West Bloomfield area and high winds upwards of 20 miles per hour. Overnight, that rain and snow mix will turn into a light rain with some wind as well as we head into Saturday. And Saturday takes care of the snow. The snow's out of the way, but the winds are definitely going to play a major factor on Saturday. A high in the community. We have an error, I apologize, on our screen there. The high on Saturday will not be, and that's on me, Calvin Beck, Master Control. The high on Saturday will be 31, not 13. That was from a result of my typo. 31 is your high on Saturday. 17 is your low. It will be extremely windy throughout our area throughout the day. Winds around 20 miles per hour all throughout that Saturday morning, evening, and night, with about mid-afternoon showing winds even around 25 miles per hour. So again, 31's the high, 17 is the low, but with winds between 20 and 25 miles per hour throughout our local area at certain points of the day on Saturday, that wind chill could be also very cold as well. So be ready for a windy and a cold Saturday in the Greater West Bloomfield area. We'll give you further updates on the weather over the weekend, including how it may affect some Sunday events in the Greater West Bloomfield area on Friday's edition of the Splash Live. Making headlines across the Greater West Bloomfield area, and actually before we get to that, those headlines, I want to also give you information too that as we take a step back into the weather. As you go throughout your day today, and certainly on Friday, also as that rain and snow comes into play, keep in mind, and this certainly affected my commute this morning and Calvin's commute and others on our team here at Civic Center TV. Roads are going to be a little bit slicker. There's going to be a lot more road crews out there. The traffic's going to be slower, so take your time. The Road Commission for Oakland County, their salt trucks are out and addressing road conditions throughout the local area. They began early on this morning. I'm talking before 3 a.m., preparing the roads for the commute for this Thursday, and we'll continue to be out on the roads. There's even more information on winter maintenance from the Road Commission for Oakland County by scanning that QR code at the bottom right of your screen. Just want to take a step back and remind you of that road crews are out. They're working hard. They're trying to clear the main roads, the most trafficked areas of our county as soon as possible, and then move down that priority list. So if your local roads are looking a little bit more slick and a little less covered than they typically are by the Road Commission for Oakland County, you're on their list. They're going to get there. It's a busy day for them, the first really big, significant snow and weather day they've had in 2024 and during this winter season. Other news making headlines across the greater West Bloomfield area was a busy Tuesday earlier on this week for the West Bloomfield Police Department. They released statements earlier on yesterday, following up a couple of crimes that happened in the Orchard Lake Road corridor between Lone Pine Road and Walnut Lake Road in West Bloomfield. We'll give you updates on those two separate incidents that happened both at different times within a couple hours of each other on Tuesday, just coming up. A winter storm is expected on Friday, as we mentioned in our weather report this morning. We'll give you more details on that, including some winter storm watches and other information you should be warned of from the National Weather Service, so you can be best prepared for a snowy Friday in greater West Bloomfield. You can also get updates on snow, weather, and other emergencies in Oakland County with Oak Alerts. We'll tell you how to sign up for these alerts and what sort of alerts you can get from Oakland County for free, of course, with standard text messaging and other data fees applying depending on your carrier. Scotch Elementary School students took over the school district earlier on this day. We'll tell you the story of Paige and Quinn and their adventure running the school district during their operations this week. Keego Harbor has welcomed new Parks and Recreation Commissioners. We'll tell you about that, plus other opportunities to join Keego Harbor Parks and Rec, as well as other ways to join in on city government and operations in the heart of the lakes in Keego Harbor. The West Bloomfield School District shouted out national champion band members from the University of Michigan who had a unique opportunity to participate over the last couple of weeks in both the Rose Bowl game and the national championship game for NCAA football on as early as Monday of this week. We mentioned United We Walk, some Sunday events happening in the greater West Bloomfield area and how weather may affect those. United We Walk is chief among those happening on Sunday this week at West Bloomfield Middle School. We'll give you details on their 30th celebration in just a little bit. Plus tonight, preparing for the 2024 election cycle. Just a little over a month from now, the presidential primary will happen in the state of Michigan. Debbie Binder, our West Bloomfield Township clerk, will be joined by our Oakland County clerk, as well as Michigan Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson with the National Council of Jewish Women of Michigan for a seminar tonight via Zoom about voting options in 2024. You can join in for free, get involved, learn more about your options for voting in 2024 and how these new voting options are affecting how ballots are collected, how ballots are tabulated, and how your votes are counted safely, fairly, and freely in 2024. Really interesting stuff coming up. West Bloomfield Parks has unveiled its Green Dream initiative for January of 2024. Stay with us for some environmentally friendly advice from our friends next door at West Bloomfield Parks. Athletes at West Bloomfield High School continuing to shine across the winter sportscape. The West Bloomfield High School figure skating team placed second in a competition, and shined in its second competition of the season. We'll give you details on that, how you can learn a new skill in the city of Sylvan Lake by joining their knitting and crocheting club. We'll give you details on that effort coming up. Plus, celebrating leaders in our business community. We'll preview a special edition of the Splash Live that will be happening next week, Friday, in partnership with the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce as they hold their 2024 board installation breakfast. Plenty more stories from West Bloomfield, Keego Harbor, Orchard Lake Village, and Sylvan Lake, as well as outward in Oakland County, coming up on the Splash Live. Stay with us. We'll keep your local news close to home after this short break.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live. Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Follow us on Twitter at Civic Center TV. Get notified when we upload one of our interviews, full episodes, and more. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Take a break and tune in to The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Join Tyler Kieft as he goes through headlines and events, updating you on the day-to-day happenings in Oakland County. Catch us live weekdays 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Watch us on demand at civiccentertv.com. Or watch us on TV at Comcast Channel 15 or AT&T at Channel 99. Martin Luther King Jr.'s dream lives on with United We Walk, an event that celebrates Dr. King Jr.'s birthday by embracing unity, diversity, and acceptance. Volunteer, participate, or donate to bolster our community. For more information, go to unitedwewalk.org. Show your support Sunday, January 14th, 2024, from 1 to 3 p.m. at the West Bloomfield Middle School. Missed one of our live broadcasts or one of your local municipal meetings? Check it out online at civiccentertv.com. Every meeting, show, and interview on demand. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. And now, back to The Splash, live.
Welcome back to The Splash Live, keeping your local news close to home in West Bloomfield Township, Keego Harbor, Sylvan Lake, and Orchard Lake Village 5 days a week. I'm your host, Tyler Kieft. Stay with us and find more information on our programming on civiccentertv.com, and you can always tune in 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to our live simulcasts on 89.3 Lakes FM. It was a busy Tuesday afternoon and early evening for the West Bloomfield Police Department. They reported on Wednesday some updates on a couple of separate crimes that occurred on Orchard Lake Road between Lone Pine Road and Walnut Lake in the greater West Bloomfield area. The first was an incident at the Kroger location at the corner of Orchard Lake Road and Lone Pine Road. Around 5 p.m. on Tuesday, a witness observed some young males fighting outside of that Kroger location, presumably in their late teens or their early 20s. That fight had escalated and a firearm was discharged, whereupon police were then called to the location to respond to the incident. There were no injuries per a press release on your screen as we speak on civiccentertv.com, as reported by the police department, and no participants, being that they were younger, presumably in their teens or in their 20s, were not presumed to be at all affiliated with West Bloomfield High School, so no further disciplinary action from the school district is expected in this because there's no relation. However, when police did arrive on scene to respond to these calls, all participants in the fight incident as well as in the firearm discharge incident had fled the scene. So this continues to be under investigation at this time. If you do have any information on what occurred on Tuesday evening around 5 p.m., with a fight and some gunshots outside of the Kroger at West Bloomfield at Orchard Lake Road and Lone Pine, please call the West Bloomfield Police Department at 248-975-9200, 248-975-9200 to report any information that you may have on that crime that occurred around 5 p.m. on Tuesday. Just around an hour later, within that next hour, around 6 p.m., officers in West Bloomfield were also called to a traffic incident at Orchard Lake Road and Green Road with multiple reports of a hit and run near that location. After initial investigation, they learned that 2 cars were involved in separate crashes and had minor damages. Investigators were then led to West Bloomfield High School, where they located a 24-year-old woman from Monroe pulled over in a damaged vehicle. That the alleged driver was then arrested for operating while intoxicated and fleeing the scene of a traffic accident, presumed to be the person responsible for both of these hit-and-run incidents that happened involving separate vehicles. Again, no affiliation was made between between this individual that was arrested in this scenario and West Bloomfield High School, despite them being parked at the high school at that time. You can keep up to date and read these full press releases on the Facebook page of the West Bloomfield Police Department, Facebook at West Bloomfield PD, for more information and for updates as these investigations are underway and will be continuing going forward. So expect some updates, and we'll also have those for you right here on the Splash Live and on Civic Center TV. We mentioned in our weather report earlier on, a winter storm is expected to roll through southeastern Michigan on Friday, and it's going to affect really all of lower Michigan as we complete our work week and head into the weekend. A winter storm watch is underway will be underway from 10 a.m. until 10 on Friday until 10 a.m. on Saturday, affecting certain areas of lower Michigan, including just to the west and the northwest of us in the greater West Bloomfield area. I will put that graphic up on your screen. There you go. The areas in blue are expected to get upwards of 6 inches or more of snow between that period of 10 a.m. on Friday to 10 a.m. on Saturday. The area is just outside the blue, including Oakland County. As you can see the area on your screen that says Pontiac in it. That's just outside the blue area. Now, we're expected to get lesser accumulation of snow than those highlighted in blue, but we're right next door to a lot of those areas, including just next to us in the Howell area and just northwest of us in the Flint area. So presumably, if these weather patterns do persist at the same veracity that they would have in those areas, we could see around the same amounts of snow, or if there's going to be lesser amounts, maybe perhaps that's 5 inches or 4.5 inches of snow or something in those regards. Nonetheless, strong westerly winds are expected on the other side of the Friday edition of this storm on Saturday, with gusts that could be upwards of 45 miles per hour. The National Weather Service also warning, as we warned earlier on, that those higher winds coupled with the lower temperatures already expected, highs around 31, lows around 17, that the wind chill is going to be very, very cold. So if you're outside, try to not be outside for prolonged periods of time, or keep in mind that the temperatures will already be relatively low, and then the wind chill will only make that worse on Saturday. So they're also putting on this graphic you're seeing on civiccentertv.com, the National Weather Service posting travel impacts that could be resulting from this storm, including slower commute times and untreated surfaces, maybe even low visibility, depending on where you are within this snowstorm. So give yourself extra time, take extra precautions, and be prepared to maybe come to a stop or have to take some detours along the way, as accidents are likely to happen throughout these areas shaded in blue. You can get more information on this upcoming snowstorm, winter watches, and other warnings by visiting weather.gov/DTX. That is the Detroit office out of Pontiac and White Lake for the National Weather Service that will give updates specifically for our local area. In addition, on weather.gov, if you put in your zip code, so maybe you're in 48322 or 48323, or you're going to be in a different area of Michigan on Friday and into Saturday that could be affected by this storm, you can visit weather.gov, plug in your zip code, and get specific weather updates and information and warnings for your local area. Another good resource is through Oakland County's emergency management. It's text alerts and other alerts from a service called Oak Alert as we get ready for the winter season. You can get official info on severe weather and other emergencies by signing up for this free alert system through Oakland County. Here's how you do it. You go and you can simply text Oak Alert, all one word, Oak Alert, to 99411. Again, that's Oak Alert to 99411 via text message to sign up for these alerts. It'll share official information on threats, disasters, evacuation notices, inclement weather, and other emergencies in the Oakland County area. You can also get more information on Oak Alert by visiting oakgov.com/alert for even more information. It's a good time to sign up for this. Get winter weather alerts, get alerts from Oakland County about impending storms and the impacts that they may have, maybe some power outages, down power lines, other emergencies that could occur as a result of winter storms and of winter weather. oakgov.com/alert, or visit their Facebook page, at OakGov on Facebook, for even more updates on emergency services in the Oakland County area. We'll take a break on the Splash Live. On the other side, a couple of new bosses in the West Bloomfield School District, plus new members of the Keego Harbor Parks and Recreation Commission, and some familiar faces in the marching bands you saw on Monday at the College Football Playoff National Championship game. Stay with us. More of your local news that's close to home up next on the Splash Live.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live. Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Find us on Instagram at Civic Center TV. Get notified when we upload one of our interviews, full episodes, and more. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
I'm an ex-drug dealer, and I'll be your sub today. 2 milligrams of fentanyl can be lethal. A lethal dose is in here. Who gets it, I won't know.
It's cheap, it's potent, and it's profitable.
The sad reality is, fentanyl is being mixed into everything now.
More kids should know.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Find local municipal meetings at our program schedule on civiccentertv.com. Find when your meetings air live or when they're replaying on our Civic Center TV live stream. Find it all at civiccentertv.com and click schedule at the top of the screen. And now, back to the Splash Live.
Welcome back to the Splash Live, Greater West Bloomfield's live daily news and talk show, keeping your local news close to home in the Greater West Bloomfield area 5 days a week. I'm Tyler Kieft, and thank you for sticking with us and following along with us each and every day on Facebook at Civic Center TV 15 and on YouTube at Civic Center TV. On our YouTube page, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell icon, both for free, and get all of our local programming in your YouTube feed and notifications when we go live or when we post new videos or other updates on our YouTube page right in your inbox. Just hit that red subscribe button, hit the bell icon right next to it, and you'll have all those updates with you each and every day from our YouTube page. And you can always follow along for more on-demand programming and find our social media links as well on civiccentertv.com. In the West Bloomfield School District, some new leadership earlier on this week. A couple of new superintendents took over for Dr. Danya Bazzi. Now, this was just temporary, just a one-day thing for a couple of elementary school students at Scotch Elementary who were named superintendent for the day. On your screen, you're seeing Paige and Quinn, who were named the new bosses earlier on this week, taking over Dr. Bazzi's duties and giving her some much-needed rest from her busy schedule in the West Bloomfield School District. Paige and Quinn explored classrooms, delved into central office areas, and even visited West Bloomfield Middle School, where they will soon be attending when they complete their elementary school education in the West Bloomfield School District. A little bit of a preview of the future. These superintendents for the day were asked about their prospects for the future as well. Paige, striving to maybe someday become a world traveler, and Quinn wants to either be an engineer or a veterinarian. And if that doesn't work out, perhaps maybe someday they'll be back competing with one another to take over for Dr. Bazzi in the future as superintendent of the West Bloomfield School District. So really an interesting day for these two individuals, getting to take a look on the other side of the school district, outside of the classroom and in the administrative office. A really cool story from our friends at the West Bloomfield School District. You can get more pictures and more information from Paige and Quinn's adventurous day as the superintendents by visiting facebook.com at West Bloomfield Schools or WBSD Some new leadership also on its way in the city of Keego Harbor. Yesterday, City Manager Tammy Neeb administered the oath of office to 2 new members of the Keego Harbor Parks and Recreation Commission. We've been telling you over the past few weeks that Keego Harbor has been seeking new leadership on some of its boards and commissions, and even on its city council. And with the city council applications window now being closed, and now you're seeing another one of those openings in Keego Harbor, and Parks and Rec also closed at this time as these 2 new members were sworn in yesterday. They will be a part of a committee responsible for planning a number of fun events happening all throughout the heart of the lakes all year long, including a really tough first effort for them. They're going to get kind of a trial by fire in the next few weeks as they get ready for Taste of Keego 2.0, which will be happening the last week of February and into the first week last week of January and into the first week of February, January 29th through February 4th. Keego Harbor Parks and Rec has already posted its 2024 events calendar to its Facebook page, facebook.com/KHParks. They have information on the days and the times for Taste of Keego 2.0, the Easter egg hunt, the canal cleanup happening in April, community garden and citywide garage sale information, Memorial Day events, and so much more. Again, Facebook.com/KHParks for more information on upcoming events from Keego Harbor Parks and Rec and how you can get involved. Or, of course, you can always keep up to date with the latest happening in the heart of the lakes on KeegoHarbor.org, their main website. The West Bloomfield School District had a lot of people shining on Monday night on the big stage at the College Football Playoff National Championship game. We've talked to you earlier on in the week about Donovan Edwards and Makari Page and Samaj Morgan, Amir Herring, Ron Bellamy, and even another local connection from Orchard Lake St. Mary's and Tommy Doman. But a couple of other Lakers were involved in the game as well, both at the Rose Bowl a couple weeks back and on Monday for the National Championship game. On your screen, you're seeing Kylie Harmala on the left and Arthur Yang on the right from the class of 2023 and the class of 2022, respectively, who were 2 of the people selected for an exclusive group of Michigan marching band members who traveled with the football team to both the Rose Bowl game in Pasadena, California, and the College Football Playoff National Championship game that happened earlier on this week in Houston, Texas, both of which the Michigan Wolverines were victorious. Here's Kylie with the Rose Bowl logo in California before that big game, and we saw Arthur earlier on also, both all smiles as they got ready to travel with the Michigan Wolverines over the past few weeks. In a Facebook post, the West Bloomfield School District talked about this very unique experience that these 2 alumni received, saying, quote, "After a selective and rigorous audition process, Kylie and Arthur were among a subgroup of the Michigan Marching Band who were invited to perform at the Rose Bowl game and the College Football Playoff National Championship. We're so proud of these former Lakers who continued the tradition of musical excellence and leadership at the collegiate level." Congratulations to both of them, and perhaps the good luck charm for our Lakers on the football field and the Rose Bowl game and the national championship game. In particular, that national championship we talked earlier on this week, some other Lakers such as Donovan Edwards, a standout, arguably the greatest offensive player we've ever had here at West Bloomfield High School, which is saying something considering we have NFL players who are a West Bloomfield alum like Tristan Jackson of the Minnesota Vikings and Matthew Judon of the New England Patriots. He had 2 touchdowns in his first 2 carries for Michigan in that national championship game, which helped to catapult them forward. Makari Page made some big impacts. Of course, Ron Bellamy is the wide receivers coach, and they got a bright future over there. Amir Herring, freshman offensive lineman, and Samaj Morgan already making a big impact as a wide receiver and kick returner. And certainly Kylie and Arthur are going to continue to be a big, impactful leadership members of the Michigan Marching Band into the future. We'll take a break on the Splash Live. On the other side, we'll continue to recognize excellence in the West Bloomfield School District as the United We Walk Committee is hard at work finalizing their prep for the 30th United We Walk ceremony. On the other side of the break, we'll talk to Jennifer Graham, one of the adult co-chairs of the United We Walk Committee, to talk about what United We Walk is, its storied history, how the community gets involved in planning and executing it each and every year, plus how they'll be preserving and recognizing and celebrating the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. at their landmark 30th United We Walk over the weekend. Stay with us. The Splash Live will continue after this short break.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live. Missed one of our live broadcasts or one of your local municipal meetings? Check it out online at civiccentertv.com. Every meeting, show, and interview on demand. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
When you have a gambling problem, you have a money problem. Don't let your gambling cause you financial hardship. If you or someone you love is struggling with gambling, we can help. Get free confidential counseling and win your life back. Learn more at michigan.gov/problemgambling.
Martin Luther King Jr.'s dream lives on with United We Walk, an event that celebrates Dr. King Jr.'s birthday by embracing unity, diversity, and acceptance. Volunteer, participate, or donate to bolster our community. For more information, go to unitedwalk.org. Show your support Sunday, January 14th, 2024, from 1 to 3 p.m. at the West Bloomfield Middle School. Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Follow us on Twitter at Civic Center TV. Get notified when we upload one of our interviews, full episodes, and more. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. And now, back to The Splash, live.
Welcome back to The Splash Live, keeping your local news close to home in West Bloomfield, Orchard Lake Village, Sylvan Lake, and the City of Keego Harbor 5 days a week. I'm your host, Tyler Kieft, and thank you for joining us. Keep up to date with us. Find us live and on demand, plus municipal meetings and other original programming from our 4 communities and across Oakland County on CivicCenterTV.com. Really exciting event coming up over the weekend as the United We Walk Committee and the West Bloomfield School District celebrate their 30th United We Walk event, celebrating and recognizing the life, the legacy, and the impact of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. as we observe Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day coming up on Monday. They will have a bunch of fun events happening, a formal ceremony, of course, the walk down and up Orchard Lake Road, and some service projects, all happening at West Bloomfield Middle School from 1 p.m. to about 3 p.m. on Sunday. Here to talk to us about the festivities as well as the work of the United We Walk Committee and the history of this storied event in the greater West Bloomfield community is Jennifer Graham, one of the adult co-chairs of the United We Walk Committee. Jennifer, thank you for being with us today.
Thank you, Tyler, for having me.
Yeah, glad to have you on to talk about this because it's an important event. It's a really fan favorite event across the community every single year that brings every corner of our 4 communities in the greater West Bloomfield area and all the communities that are involved in the West Bloomfield School District together. So for those that aren't familiar, maybe they're new to the town or they haven't really been involved in our communities in past years, what is United We Walk and how does it bring this community together?
Well, United We Walk is a committee comprised of community members, school district staff members, and students within our school districts that actually promote celebrating the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and all that he represented in terms of unity, peace, and just celebrating diversity. So we have the pleasure, privilege, and opportunity to celebrate our 30th event this upcoming January. So we are super excited.
Yeah, and it's the 30th event of United We Walk. The first formal event was established in 1995, but this celebration has spanned even through the COVID-19 pandemic, moving over the years, expanding over the years, and every single year has a different theme. This year's theme, the 30th celebration's theme, is The King in Me. We walk in unity, equality, and community. So that's the theme for the 30th event, but how does that theme apply to what's going to be enacted in the United We Walk event this year and all the other activities that celebrate Dr. King's legacy in 2024?
Well, Tyler, we're taking that theme and focusing on how are we living Dr. King's dream each and every day. And we are using this opportunity to bring the community together to engage in several activities for the day. We are going to have an actual program, which includes representation from our elementary, middle, and high school students, in addition to recognizing and celebrating all of the amazing things that promote unity within our community. After we have the short program, we are going to engage in a walk along Orchard Lake Road. We will be on the sidewalk, and this will give the opportunity for the community to simulate the peaceful marches and walks that Dr. King himself participated in. We will then return back to the middle school where we'll engage in several community service projects. We have prepared distribution for the community to receive where we are accepting donations for various things from hygiene kit items to school supplies. And we'll have that opportunity while we are there at the event, engaging in the community service projects, to prepare hygiene kits, prepare school supply packages, and in addition to some arts and crafts activities we have planned for the community. So we invite everyone of all ages, entire families, tell your friends. We'd love to have you here with us to celebrate this special occasion.
We're joined by Jennifer Graham, adult co-chair for the 2024 United We Walk Committee's leadership team. And Jennifer, you mentioned earlier on that the United We Walk Committee is a partnership between both adults and kids in the West Bloomfield School District to put this event on each and every year. You have 5 students at West Bloomfield High School that are student co-chairs for this event. Talk about the student involvement in planning United We Walk each year and how that adds a different element of involvement from the school district in putting on this event that, of course, involves the entirety of the community, but also is a great learning experience for our kids and our elementary, middle, and high school level.
Absolutely. We feel that having our student co-chairs participate in actually sharing information at various meetings, including school board meetings, even going out into our elementary schools to promote the event, is a way to show leadership skills, public speaking skills, but more importantly, their vital role in continuing the dream that Dr. King actually did set forth and share with us many years ago. So it's a great opportunity for the students to realize that they have the elements of leadership, scholarship, and the opportunity to impact their environment and community at any age, not just as an adult.
We're seeing on your screen on CivicCenterTV.com some pictures and some videos from last year and from past years as well from United We Walk events. This is the 30th event in the West Bloomfield School District. They've been recognizing Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day in the West Bloomfield School District since 1995 with a special event each and every year, or other projects that come involved each and every year, including during those COVID years where we couldn't get together and celebrate the occasion and recognize the occasion. And Jennifer, you've been involved on the leadership team for a number of years in United We Walk. How did those last few years, both with the COVID-19 pandemic preventing us from coming together and having to go to a virtual ceremony, and then coming back out of it these last couple of years and getting back together, how has that helped evolve United We Walk for this year and years into the future?
It has been very impactful for us to just actually refocus how we can still reach out to the community, engage the community, and bring the community together. When we had our virtual program a few years ago, we were still able to share the message of Dr. King in a creative platform that was very different from what we had done in years past. And people were very, very surprised and thankful for the opportunity to still continue the focus of unity within the community. That is so important to actually set that path for our students, our families, as well as anyone that does have any role within the greater West Bloomfield area. So we feel we did our very best to help continue and celebrate the legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.
You can find more information about how you can get involved in United We Walk, including participating on Sunday, January 14th from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. at West Bloomfield Middle School by visiting wbsd.org. That is the West Bloomfield School District's main website, wbsd.org. And if you scroll over the community tab in the bottom right corner of that drop-down list is United We Walk. Gives you all the information, a look back at the history of these events over the past several decades, and 30 events proper coming up this year for United We Walk. And Jennifer, as we talk about that element, it's the 30th event, not the 30th year, but the 30th event that we've celebrated United We Walk in the West Bloomfield School District. Are there any special plans for commemorating the storied history of this event in our community while also continuing to commemorate, of course, the dream of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.?
Absolutely. What we do want to do, we want to personally invite anyone that has ever participated in any facet of United We Walk over this 30 event history to please engage with us. We have a special keynote speaker, Dr. Jay Marks, who is a phenomenal speaker to focus on the opportunity of our theme, the King in each one of us. So we actually personally want to extend a personal invitation to students, staff, families, anyone affiliated with the greater West Bloomfield community to please come out, celebrate with us as we continue to strive each day to keep Dr. King's dream alive.
We're joined by Jennifer Graham, one of the adult co-chairs for the United We Walk committee as they get ready for their 30th annual event coming up on Sunday, January 14th from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. at West Bloomfield Middle School. You can participate and learn more information on the Facebook page of the West Bloomfield School District at West Bloomfield Schools and on their website at wbsd.org. And also stay tuned with us here on Civic Center TV and on our website on civiccentertv.com for continued coverage of United We Walk leading up to the event, the day of the event, and well afterwards as well, to keep up with this effort all throughout the year. And Jennifer, as we wrap up, I mentioned keeping up with this effort all throughout the year. In years past, the United We Walk committee has really expanded from creating a special day to celebrate and recognize the life and legacy of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. to recognizing that life and that legacy throughout the year with service projects and other events. How can people get involved in those throughout the year, and what other things do happen besides on the Martin Luther King Jr. Day weekend that get people involved in United We Walk in the West Bloomfield School District?
We have lots of activities. We've included our participation with the Juneteenth activities that take place, in addition to having book clubs where we actually invite the community to engage in the discussion about the things that relate towards unity, diversity, and celebrating our diversity. In addition, we actually participate in the family fun night that takes place with our school district.
Jennifer, before we let you go, as people participate in this event, they're coming from all different corners of the community in West Bloomfield, Keego Harbor, Orchard Lake Village, Sylvan Lake, neighboring communities with families participating through School of Choice, or just wanting to dedicate a day to celebrating the life and the legacy and the impact of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Whether they're participating in the walk, by observing or participating in the event or in the service projects, when people leave this 30th United We Walk, what do you hope that they take away from their participation?
Our goal is with this 30th event to actually help everyone realize that each one of us has a personal responsibility and opportunity every single day to set forth the dream of bringing everyone together, working collectively towards common goals, and celebrating who we are as individuals. So it's a great opportunity to do so.
You can celebrate with Jennifer and the team from the United We Walk Committee and the West Bloomfield School District Sunday, January 14th from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. at West Bloomfield Middle School on Orchard Lake Road, just in between Walnut Lake Road and Maple Road in West Bloomfield Township. Jennifer, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Tyler.
More information can also be found on wbsd.org as well as on the Facebook page of the West Bloomfield School District at West Bloomfield Schools on Facebook.com. We'll take a break on the Splash Live. On the other side, we'll continue to keep your local news close to home in West Bloomfield Township, Keego Harbor, Orchard Lake Village, and the city of Sylvan Lake. Stay with us. We'll be back after this short break.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live. Want to enjoy Civic Center TV on your social media? Follow us on Twitter at Civic Center TV. Get notified. This is Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. On cable and the radio. On the web too, and on social media. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
When you have a gambling problem, you have a money problem. Don't let your gambling cause you financial hardship. If you or someone you love is struggling with gambling, we can help. Get free confidential counseling and win your life back. Learn more at michigan.gov/problemgambling.
Missed one of our live broadcasts or one of your local municipal meetings? Check it out online at civiccentertv.com. Every meeting, show, and interview on demand. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. And now, back to the Splash Live.
Welcome back to the Splash Live, keeping your local news close to home in West Bloomfield, Keego Harbor, Orchard Lake Village, and the city of Sylvan Lake. I'm Tyler Kieft, and thank you for sticking with us on CivicCenterTV.com, on our Facebook page at Civic Center TV 15, on YouTube at Civic Center TV, and always on the radio on 89.3 Lakes FM. We're getting closer and closer to the beginning of the 2024 election cycle, kicking that into high gear, and all kicks off here in Michigan just a little over a month from now. February 27th is the date of the Michigan Republican and Democratic presidential primaries, and with new regulations in place, new voting options in place, there's a lot of information and disinformation out there, and misinformation as well about how you can vote, who can vote when, and different ways that these types of voting are operated from the local, county, and statewide level. And so the National Council of Jewish Women of Michigan are hosting a free seminar via Zoom Thursday night, tonight, 7 o'clock p.m., on Zoom, that's going to have panelists from across all three different of those sectors, local, county, and statewide. West Bloomfield Township Clerk Debbie Binder will be participating in this alongside Oakland County Clerk Lisa Brown and Michigan Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson. Again, they'll be going through all these different kinds of ways that you can vote in 2024 as part of a successful passage of a ballot initiative, Proposal 2 of 2022. Different voting abilities have been granted to the state of Michigan, including expanded voter registration opportunities, more voting options such as early voting or no reason absentee voting are among the many new ways that people are able to vote in 2024 and have been able to vote in the most recent elections. We have a QR code on your screen as part of this flyer. If you scan that, you'll get even more information from the National Council of Jewish Women of Michigan on this seminar tonight and get a Zoom link. You can also call them by following that number on your screen, 248-355-3300, 248-355-3300, 3300, extension 0. And of course, more information also on the National Council of Jewish Women of Michigan's website, ncjwmi.org. In addition, if you want even more information about some of these different voting options, what will be discussed tonight. We had Debbie Binder, West Bloomfield Township Clerk, on this program earlier on this week. That interview also on demand on CivicCenterTV.com. Each and every month, the West Bloomfield Parks and Recreation Committee and their team over at West Bloomfield Parks release a new set of tips to help you live a greener and more eco-friendly lifestyle right here in our community as part of what's called their Green Dream. And they just released their January efforts, which, as we head into the new year, we try to declutter our lives and put better new habits in place. And that can also include decluttering your home and decluttering your wardrobe. They're encouraging you to do that decluttering with the earth in mind. Thinking about where all these different items maybe you're cleaning out or getting rid of from your home may be going after they leave. If you throw them in the trash, they're going to probably end up in a landfill. Whereas if you recycle them or if you donate them to other individuals or to a reselling agency that works with local charities like the Salvation Army or St. Vincent de Paul and others that have drop-off locations in our local area, that they then get reused, or they go to people that are in need of some of this clothing and ultimately don't end up in a landfill and wasting these resources that are still available. The EPA found that 81.5 pounds of textiles are thrown away per person every single year in the United States. So West Bloomfield Park says when cleaning out your closet, consider donating or reselling your clothing items instead of throwing them in the garbage. Facebook Marketplace is a great place to do this. We see all the time as we're looking for stories in Keego Harbor and Sylvan Lake. And even in West Bloomfield Township, people will post on Facebook Marketplace some items that they just want to get rid of, and they'll either put them up for cheap or even say, hey, look, we're going to label this as being 1 penny or being free, and we have it at the corner of our driveway. Come on by, pick it up, and take it and do what you will with those items. And in this case, clothing items, you can put them in a box and say, hey, look, if anyone's in need of some clothing, you can come by, look through this stuff, and take it on your merry way. Or go donate it to one of the many different donation locations we have in our local area. And there's so much information out there about organizations that are collecting these items each and every day. There are drop-off bins spread throughout the local area and various places. And, of course, even the Greater West Bloomfield community on Orchard Lake Road in Keego Harbor, a Salvation Army location that also takes donations for and then resells some of these items, or will recycle some of these items as well. In addition, something that I was thinking about as I was considering the West Bloomfield Parks, Green Dream for the month of January is, hey, look, maybe you've got this T-shirt that is run down. No one's going to want to wear it in the future. It's run down. It's discolored. It's got stains all over it. But it's been through the washer. It's a clean shirt. It's clean cloth. You can use that as an additional rag. Maybe you are doing some painting around the home, or you're working in the garage on your car or something like that, and you can use it to wipe oil off of you when you're working on your car and you're in the garage. Or if you're painting an area of your home and you get some paint on your skin, you can use that as kind of a paint rag. Also, use it as an additional rag for maybe cleaning ground surfaces in your bathroom or something. There are so many different ways we can use these cloths as cloth without using them as clothes, and also preserving them for even more years, even more days, without putting them into a landfill. So consider reusing them, consider recycling them, or reselling them, or donating these clothing items so they don't end up in a landfill. Great advice from our friends at West Bloomfield Parks. We'll take a break on the Splash Live. On the other side, some excellent performances in athletics, a chance for you to learn some new skills, and later on, we'll tell you about an opportunity to get yourself introduced to some new leaders in our business community with the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce. Stay with us. The Splash Live. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back with the Splash Live. This is Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. On cable and radio. On the web too, and on social media. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. You saved me. Dad?
okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Take a break and tune in to the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Join Tyler Kieft as he goes through headlines and events, updating you on the day-to-day happenings in Oakland County. Catch us live weekdays 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Watch us on demand at civiccentertv.com. Or watch us on TV at Comcast Channel 15 or AT&T at Channel 99. Find local municipal meetings at our program schedule on civiccentertv.com. Find when your meetings air live or when they're replaying on our Civic Center TV live stream. Find it all at civiccentertv.com and click schedule at the top of the screen. And now, back to the Splash Live.
Welcome back to the Splash Live, keeping your local news close to home in West Bloomfield and the Tri-Cities of Orchard Lake Village, Keego Harbor, and Sylvan Lake 5 days a week. I'm Tyler Kieft and encourage you to join us live and on demand on civiccentertv.com and keep up to date on all of our other original programming, municipal meetings, and more by visiting our program schedule each and every day. civiccentertv.com. You can always tune in to our local programming as well. Simulcast 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on 89.3 Lakes FM. We talk so much about our sports teams achieving great heights in athletics in the West Bloomfield School District each and every day throughout the year. And we have a great football team. We have some great basketball teams performing at high levels on the court this winter season, but also our figure skating team off to a great start in their winter season. Eric Pierce and the athletic director and also the West Bloomfield School District sharing posts on various social media about the figure skating team, who had another successful showing at their second competition of the season. The team competed recently at the Dearborn Ice Skating Center and took second place overall. The B team earned their first bronze medal in jumps as well. So off to a great start in their 2024 winter sports season for the figure skating team. Another high caliber finish for them, placing second overall at this competition. And of course, plenty more to come. So wishing them success and congratulations on another great performance. You can keep up to date with the figure skating team and all of our other winter sports teams and learn more about winter and spring sports in the West Bloomfield School District by visiting westbloomfieldathletics.com and keep up to date for updates and more pictures of their performances by following the West Bloomfield School District on Facebook, facebook.com/West Bloomfield Schools. You have a chance tonight for a really fun event, learning a new skill with friendly people in the prettiest little city in the state of Michigan. Sylvan Lake's Knitting and Crocheting Group plans to meet twice a month at the Sylvan Lake Community Center on Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. Their first of which for the month of January is tonight, January 11th at 6:30 p.m. Knitmaster and crochet guru, as well as Sylvan Lake resident Lori Sheffield, has prepared an informational letter for those that are interested and will be leading the charge of this group. And this is for people of all different skill levels in knitting or in crocheting, whether you have never done either before and you want to learn, you're just starting out, or you've been doing these things for a number of years and crafting a various number of pieces for a number of years. You're welcome to join the Knitting and Crocheting Group at the Sylvan Lake Community Center tonight. They'll meet twice a month now through much of the year on Thursday nights at 6:30 p.m. and then in September through May, those will become bi-monthly meetings twice a month. And of course, you can find all of these dates on the Sylvan Lake website, sylvanlake.org. By the way, I went to their website yesterday before we had a broadcast of their planning commission meeting, and their website was down in the morning. I was wondering what's going on over here. Then I go back a couple hours later, and it looks fantastic. A brand new website on sylvanlake.org. Congratulations to the prettiest little city on their new digs online. And highly encourage you to check that out to find find more information and updates. Also want to remind you, we're a little bit over a week away. Next week, Friday morning, a special edition of the Splash Live from West Bloomfield Parks Connect as we celebrate the board installation breakfast with the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber of Commerce. We'll introduce you to new leaders on the Chamber board, new members of the Greater West Bloomfield Chamber. We'll talk to members of the business community, plus special appearances by former WWJ news anchor and former host of The Splash, Brooke Allen, as well as 48th District Court Judge Diane DiAugustini. More information on the event on westbloomfieldchamber.com, and of course, tune in beginning around 8 a.m. next week Friday on Civic Center TV, on civiccentertv.com, across our social media, and always broadcasting live on the radio on 89.3 Lakes FM. Plenty more stories to get to all throughout this week. Stay with us for the latest news that's close to home in Keego Harbor, Sylvan Lake, Orchard Lake Village, and of course, West Bloomfield. The Splash Live will continue very soon.